Decir por decir. Decir por decir. We're using decir twice. Decir means to say, so technically we're saying say because say, or saying because of saying, something like that. Por has different meanings. Por means because, hang on. Por means, it depends on the situation, but it's similar to saying by or because of, for, sometimes that it means for, but usually the main meanings of this word are by and because of. Okay, so when you're saying decir por decir, to say because of to say, or saying because of saying, something like that. So doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. But let's see what it means. The use, because remember that sometimes in Spanish you cannot translate the phrase. It's a concept that you gotta understand and you gotta learn how to use. So the use of this phrase is when you're speaking without thinking. Okay, so I'm just gonna think it's better if I say it like that. Speaking without thinking. So it happens. A lot of people, they don't think before saying something, and they're offending people, or they say things that they shouldn't say. Things happen, so this phrase is good to describe that kind of situation, to say that to someone, or if someone, I don't know, maybe someone can't tell you that because you said something not that good, not a good thing. But let's see how this phrase works. No digas cosas por decirlas. La gente se puede ofender. So if someone tells you this in Spanish, you said something wrong. You said something rude or impolite. Could be the case for sure. So this means don't say things just to say them. Okay, so that's the literal translation. Don't say things just to say them. Don't say things without thinking first. Okay, so that's what this means. People can be or can get offended. I think it's better if we put get offended. Okay, so don't say things you don't want to. You don't say things just to say them. So let's see. Right here we have no digas cosas por decirlas. So this is very it can be conjugated. Okay, it can be conjugated in this situation. No digas is like saying don't say. That's the literal translation. No digas, don't say. What? Cosas. Cosas means things. Anything. It could be comments, it could be actual things, tangible things. It could be, in this situation, just any comment, anything that comes out of your mouth, right? Por decirlas. Okay, so we're adding decirlas. We're talking about cosas, and that's why we're saying decirlas. Okay, no digas cosas por decirlas. So technically the phrase is right here. Digas cosas por decirlas. Okay, in this situation it's negative because you're saying don't. No No digas, no digas. La gente means people. Se puede ofender. Can get offended. Se puede. La gente se puede means people can. Okay. La gente se puede enojar. People can get angry. So it works really well with, this meaning right here. People can get or can be. Okay. Specifically, people can get. La gente se puede ofender. Ofender means in this situation, ofender is a verb right here. It's in an infinitive form, but something very important to remember, guys. Here's another tip. When you say la gente se puede, this whole phrase, as I said before, means people can get. In Spanish, or people can. In Spanish, we don't have, we have this word offended, ofendido, ofendida, ofendidos, ofendidas. But when you are saying la gente se puede, you usually use a verb right after. So, and it's in an infinitive way, which means, or form, which means that you do not conjugate the verb. You just insert the verb there without conjugating it. La gente se puede enojar. People can get angry. La gente se puede, I'm just trying to think about other verb. Se puede, I'm just thinking about a verb right now. Yeah, la gente se puede caer, for example. I'm just gonna put it here. That means people can fall down, it could be, someone can say that just to let people know, hey, just be careful, or we need to be careful because people can fall. La gente se puede caer. Okay, caer means to fall down. That's the meaning of this verb. Or la gente, as I said before, la gente se puede enojar. People can get angry. Okay. La gente se puede sorprender. People can get surprised, okay, by something. I don't know. Surprised. So, yeah. It's a very good phrase to learn, for sure. Besides decir por decir, I just wanted to let you know how this la gente se puede, this phrase, works in Spanish. It's really good. In this situation, it also works with sorprender, because you can be saying I don't think it's better to say ofender. In this situation, can get offended. Okay, so usually this phrase here is used in negative situations, when you're telling someone you're speaking without thinking. Okay, just let me see if I can change this to something else so you understand how the phrase works. No digas. For example, siempre dices cosas dices, I just don't want to use cosas again. Siempre dices, usually, I know what, comentarios, por decirlos. Oops. One sec, guys. decir, decirlos. Okay, so siempre, siempre means always. So I'm just gonna put here always. Siempre dices, in this situation, you always say comentarios. Comentarios, plural. It's like the literal translation is you always say comments. Just because. Or how would it be? You always say comments without thinking. I think it's very precise. Even though we're using the verb decir, but that's, you know, it's similar to saying, it's similar to saying that you always say comments without thinking. Thinking first, you know, you can, well, it's similar to that. Siempre dices comentarios por decirlos. Okay, and we changed just cosas a little bit. We changed it a little bit. Hang on. Okay, so comentarios means comments. Okay, dices, siempre dices, siempre tú dices, you always say. Okay, siempre dices, this right here, siempre dices means you always say. Siempre dices, or you can say tú siempre dices, but once again we don't use personal pronouns all the time. Tú siempre dices, you always say. Comentarios, comentarios, comments. Okay, comments, very similar words. Por decirlos, and we're saying decirlos, los, we're adding los because we're talking about comentarios. Okay, and comentarios is masculine, and that's why we added decirlos. With cosas was decirlas. Okay, decirlos refers to the comments that you were saying or you're saying. So it's a complex phrase for sure, decir por decir, but essentially you need to adapt, in this case conjugate the first decir and then this one. Usually you add whatever you're talking about. You know, if it's masculine plural nouns, then you need los. If it's feminine plural nouns, you say las. Okay, if it's singular masculine, lo. If it's feminine singular, la. But usually you will have, you know, plural, you know, plural, not singular. Okay,